Hey, do you have questions about the CSRD? In this video, I'm going to give you a brief overview about the main topics of the CSRD, and I'm also going to show you how you can find answers to even more questions around the CSRD. But before I start, a little bit about myself. My name is Daniel, I'm the founder of Atlas Zero, and I help companies to find the right sustainability solution for them. And because right now CSRD is one of the hottest topics, I'm focusing on the CSRD reporting as well, and I collected around 100 solutions that help with CSRD, and I guide companies in the process of finding the right solution for them. But without further ado, let's start with the video. So for this video, I'm gonna give you a short overview of some slides from a CSRD guide that Atlas Zero created in cooperation with Greenfriend. So the full guide is actually almost 40 pages long and has much more information on each of the topics. But for this video, I'm just going to touch them very briefly and try to answer the most basic questions. But if you have more questions or more in-detailed questions, I can recommend you to go onto the website of Atlas Zero. I'm going to put the link in below and download the full guide. It is for free, so it can't hurt, and you can just have a look and see and hopefully get more of your questions answered. But for this video, I'm also trying to already give you a brief overview. So the guide touches on 5 different topics. It talks about what the CSRD in general is. It talks about who needs to do the reporting, when you specifically need to do the CSRD reporting, which solutions might help you specifically, and also how you could do the CSRD reporting yourself. And then in the full guide, there's also a CSRD checklist, which goes over the main questions that you need to answer before starting with the CSRD yourself. Okay, starting with the topics right now. To understand the CSRD in general, you need to understand that the EU has the goal to be climate neutral by the year 2050. In order to do that, the EU has the Green Deal, and this includes different topics. One of the topics is the CSRD, so the reporting that companies need to do to show how sustainable they are. There's also the SFDR, which basically is the financial disclosure requirements that investors have to show how they invest their money and to hopefully show how they invest in green activities. And the EU taxonomy is basically the set of rules that applies to both of them. Then there's also the ESRS, which is basically the standards that the CSRD is using, but I'm also going to go into that a little bit more in detail on a later page. Okay. This slide gives a quite good overview about the different years that certain types or categories of companies need to report. So basically, the first set of companies need to report on their fiscal year 2024, and they need to do it by 2025. So this applies to companies in general that have over 500 employees and usually that already did the NFRD reporting. So, but the second row of companies that then needs to report in the following year is basically companies that fulfill 2 of the criteria. So basically companies that either have over 250 employees, 50 million euro in yearly turnover, or 25 million euro in balance sheet total. And the year after, this goes down to even smaller companies that basically all small and medium-sized businesses that are listed. And then 2 years later, this set of rule also applies to international companies that only have a branch or subsidiary in Europe. So this is a way how it gradually expands, and more companies will have to do the CSRD, and you will just have to see which year is going to be the starting year for your company. So here I have a broad overview about different solutions. As I said before, with Atlas Zero I collected almost 100 CSRD solutions that can help you with the reporting, but then they're very different. There are solutions that are just software-based, there are consulting offers. Some of them help with the double materiality assessment, some of them don't. Some are just reporting tools, and some also help with maybe strategy, due diligence, or other topics. So if the topic interests you in general, I'm currently in the process of developing a separate guide just for the purpose of finding the right CSRD tool. You will also find more information on that on the website, and I'm also going to put another link down below to guide you through that process a little bit better. Okay, now let's get to the ESRS structure, which is also quite important to know, especially if you want to do the reporting yourself, but also to just get a better understanding about what topics you actually need to report on. So in general, there's the ESRS 1 and ESRS 2, which is the guiding set of principles, and the ESRS 2 is basically the reporting requirements. So those are the standard that is like very, that is basically the same for all. And below that, the ESRS gets divided in 10 different subtopics. Here you can see the different subtopics, and they basically follow the ESG categorization. So you have 5 different topics that are part of the environment, so the E part, 4 different topics that are part of the social, and 1 part is part of the government part. So then you have the ESG structure and the data. In total, this covers around more than 1,000 data points, and even though this seems like a lot, and especially considering that you have multiple stakeholders and multiple sources where you need to get this data points from, the good thing is that you probably don't have to report on all of those data points, and just the data points that are material. And to know what is material, there's another step, the Double Materiality Assessment, which is quite important for companies that need to consider the CSRD reporting. Because in general, companies do a Double Materiality Assessment, and I'm also going to provide a video about that more in detail. And this basically is the assessment of a company that shows which topics are important to us and which we need to report on. When this is done, you then can select the ESRS topics that are specifically important to your company, and yes, basically then include that into the reporting and ultimately improve on those sustainability topics. Okay. This is everything I wanted to show you in this video. I just wanted to mention again that the guide was created in cooperation with Greenfriend and especially with Annika, so huge thanks to her. And also, if you're looking for experts around CSRD or the Double Materiality Assessment, definitely reach out to her. She is a super expert in the topic and helped me a lot. And if you're interested in finding solutions that you can do the whole reporting with, or you have different questions about the whole selection process, feel free to reach out to myself, and we include more guides and information on the website of Atlas Zero. So I hope that helps. I'm also going to link some other videos here so that you can keep educating yourself about the CSRD. And I hope the whole video just helped you to get better understanding about the topic, and know where to look for more information. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye.